Well, thank you, Daniela. It is time for the headliner brought to you by Miller Lite. Let's bring in Red Wing Power Forward. I affectionately call him Big Tony. I think he hates it, but I still do. Of course, I'm talking about Anthony Mantha. And Anthony, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. How long have you been growing the beard?
Since day one of quarantine. It's been a while now. Everyone knows it. Everyone's bored, but I got the beard to keep me company.
This is really an uncertain time. You've grown a beard. I've let my hair grow long or longer. We're all uncertain, but until you hear differently, is your training regimen business as usual for you? Are you just preparing to play hockey again?
It's hard. I mean, right now of what they're talking about doing playoffs, the format, obviously for us in Detroit, we're not going back to hockey anytime soon. The closest we would play would be either September back at training camp, or it would be in December if they're able to play playoffs. So, I mean, trying to stay in shape, working out a couple times a week. But I mean, we're not in our big period where we're five, six, 7 times in the gym a week because if we do start that way, if we don't play before December, we're going to be gassed.
Well, because I saw, I don't know if it was on Instagram or something, but you were on a dock firing golf balls. Now, I want to ask you about that. Were you trying to hit it beyond the body of water into the island that was like 2 miles away or something? Or what was the purpose of that? Or is that just to keep your, that lethal shot you have on the ice kind of together?
Well, for us in Quebec, golf courses opened up on Wednesday. And so Tuesday, I was cleaning my clubs and I found this one golf ball biodegradable that I could hit in the water. So I just fired away.
You're a little bit of an environmentalist. I don't know if fans feel that way. I mean, you really try to be a citizen that way. Use even equipment that I think if you sweat too much, you could be almost naked on the ice because everything you do has a purpose, environmental purpose. That is.
Yeah, exactly. Some of you that follows me on Instagram might know I actually partnered up with a company that does uh, caps, sweaters, golf shirts, pants with out of recycled bottles. So this is an example with my shirt I'm wearing right now. Um, they use 11 bottles to do this shirt, and then the cap is the same. They use 4 bottles to do this cap. So I mean, it's just something I try and keep in line, and if I could do my part, then maybe other people will follow, and it's going to be better for the future.
Well, certainly, and I want to, and I compliment you on that. I mean, really, I say this a lot, and I want this to turn into a mutual admiration society between Anthony and I during this interview. But as far as just one of the top notch guys, I mean, Anthony could go on and on about how much he admires me, and I'm not going to let him. But I want to, but I want to
The
move on to
best.
hockey. I want to go. Yeah, thank you very much. I want to get back to the to October 5th. I think the home opener against Dallas, you score the 4 goals. Uh, that second goal where you received the puck at the Dallas blue line and you went straight to the net. To me, that is Anthony Mantha at his best because when you get moving, you always talk about moving your feet, you are virtually unstoppable, and you were on that play. When you score 4 goals in a game, you scored them every variety, every way, tipping them in, getting a rebound, going to the net. I mean, that is your game, right? I mean, you can pretty much do it all out on the ice.
Obviously, that game felt really good. Confidence level was super high after the Nashville game. Uh, Bert Larkin and I had a great first game. So that's exactly how we wanted to start the season, and it just carried into that second game. And to be honest with you, when I scored that second goal, it reminded me of my turning point in juniors. I scored pretty much an exact same goal, zero point 0.8 seconds left in overtime, and that's really where my career started. So it kind of gave me that extra boost of confidence that game to go get the third one. And then things were just rolling. So when I got that pass for the fourth goal from Hronik, it was just a great feeling.
I thought that 4-goal game, I looked at it and said, you know what? He's unstoppable at this point. He finally has arrived, because I know the pro career didn't start off all that great for you in Grand Rapids. You end up breaking your leg, and it took you maybe a while to find your footing. But did you feel in your heart that this was the game where Anthony Mantha emerged as a premier goal scorer in this league?
At that moment, I did. Before all the injuries this year, I really thought this was going to be the year that I was going to explode offensively.
Well, 30 goals is a drop in the bucket for you. I'm looking at 45 to 50 consistently every year, because you can do it. And I know you believe that. Look, if you what did you always tell me? If you get 5 shots a game, you're probably, chances are you're going to get some pretty good scoring chances, and you're at least going to get 1 goal.
That's true. That's very true.
So are you aware of how many shots you have during the course of the game? Do you look at the stat sheet in between periods and say, wow, I'm like 4 behind, I better get some shots going?
No, you don't look at the stats sheet, but you personally you do. I mean, if you spend time in the ozone, if you get scoring chances, obviously, it just adds up quick, and you kind of know where your game's at during that game. If you're playing well, if you're not playing well, which details you need to change. And I mean, a game goes by quick, so you need to change your details or improve or do the same thing pretty quick.
You, Larkin, and Bertuzzi are definitively the number 1 line for the Red Wings. Why do you think you guys mesh so well?
Three completely different players, I would say. The skill, speed. Bertuzzi is hardworking in the corners. He's going to get every loose puck. I'm more of a power forward, so I try to win my battles one-on-one. Bring it to the net, and I mean, we're all good playmakers and good finishers, so it goes well together.
When you look at the situation, I know that everybody always wants you on the ice, and we've discussed this before. I constantly joke around and tell your fellow teammates, look, Anthony can't fight. He can't drop the gloves. I mean, because he's so emotional, he's just going to, he gives it 110% every time he's out there. I'm kind of curious, though, in a game where there's contact, you're skating, things happen at a breakneck pace. How difficult is it for you to keep your emotions in check when you see an injustice on the ice and you want to do something about it?
It's hard. I mean, we're all competitive, and we're competitive at a very high level. So as soon as something happens, it's easy for every player on the ice to just try and have your teammates back, and that's why we're playing a team sport, because we want our friends, our teammates, to have our back, and you have theirs.
But you are aware that people hold their breath every time you start fighting.
I know, I do. I do too, actually.
Oh, really? But you're still going to do it, right?
Yeah,
I'm,
because
I'm
we're
not trying
not
to
going to
trap
be
you here.
stepped on as a team.
All right. Well, I mean, I understand it. I get that. When you look at the team this year, a lot of young players coming in. A guy like Philip Zadina also had a little bit of a rough, rocky start. Maybe is starting to find his way. Are you able to offer anything to these young guys? Because even though you're 24 or 25 years old, you're by far still a very young player. But what can you offer to the young guys that are just coming up? What do you say to them?
I went through the same thing that Z went through. I mean, a couple years in the American League, you finally get your chance to be an NHLer full time, and then unfortunately for him, this year he got injured. And I mean, I've been through that too. So um, I just tell him to keep his head up. Obviously, he needs to be ready for whenever we're gonna hit the ice next year, and try and make the squad full time is his top priority right now.
The margin of error is so thin in this league, and it seemed like every mistake that happened to the Red Wings ended up in the back of your net. but how encouraged are you by what you see, regardless of the record, how hard this team plays, how you guys are united and together, and some of the young talent coming up? Do you think that we're closer than maybe some people believe?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we got plenty of young players to make, and they're going to be good players. I mean, Ras spent his whole season this year in the American League. He had a couple injuries, but once he's healthy and he's confident enough, he's going to be a big part of our team too. Chalowski's the same thing, up and down a little bit. Hronik took a step forward last year. And like I said, Z, if he's ready next year to be a full-time NHLer, he's going to help the team. So it's promising players. And I mean, we're a young group of players here, and I just can't wait to see goals.
When I want to look at your contract situation, you're an unrestricted or not, you're a restricted free agent. I know you want to get a deal done. I know this is really in these uncertain times. Have anything happened contract wise right now? Or do you? I remember a couple of years ago you said, "Look, at this time around, it's probably going to be a bridge deal for me." I know you were looking at this. I think the Red Wings were that this was going to be your long term deal. Do you still hope to get a long term deal done? And has anything moved on the contract front, or at this time nobody knows really what's going on?
At this time, no one knows what's going on. Obviously, there's bigger things to try and settle down before the talks start. Meaning, if again, so all the GMs are speaking together with the NHLPA, the NHL. Uh, they're just trying to get hockey back. So that's the main focus right now. For me personally, I do want a long-term deal. I mean, I'm not going to hide away from it. I'll be 26 starting next season, and if I could get that long-term deal, it would be awesome.
Um, what I'm looking at maybe a lifetime contract for you. How does that sound?
Perfect. I'll take it.
All right, good. Well, we just all right. There you go. Oh, Steve, let's get it done then. But getting back to hockey very, very quickly, I know you're trying to do the best that you can do. How eager are you to get this to get back on the ice and just start playing again? How frustrating has it been for you?
I mean, it's been a tough year, and then you add this on top of it. Uh, didn't play a lot of hockey this year, that's for sure. Only played 40 something games. So I'm really excited to start whenever that can be. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully they play the playoffs and I could watch some hockey like every other fan out there. And I mean, once that's done, obviously we're going to get a date for when we're going to start playing. And if it's in September, it's going to be exciting. If it's in December, it's going to be even better for the fans because there's going to be a lot of hockey in a short term of time. So everyone's excited, and hopefully it comes quick.
No, I hope so. You know, you played 43 games this year. You had 16 goals, 22 assists, 38 points. 9 power play points, 6 power play goals. So you know it's starting to come together for you. I can't wait to see you back on the ice. I mean, whenever the BT Express is rolling, which is most games, the Red Wings are such a much better team. And so, see, I knew it would grow on you. I knew you liked it. So, so with that
Yeah,
said, Anthony Mantha, yeah, really, I can tell. Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate it. It's been so long. I just enjoy talking to you so much. But thank you for joining us.
thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, there. Yes, definitely you will. All right, there you have it, there, Daniela. That was the headliner, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer with great taste and only 96 calories, available for delivery. And Daniela, okay, I know I kind of goofed off on Anthony here, but he's one of my all-time favorite people, just not player. He's just such a great guy to talk to.